Nothing makes us happier than taking tours throughout the world to see what billionaires are up to. This time, we're going to Kenya to examine some of the region's wealthiest households. Real estate, politics, and adventure are how these wealthy people make their money. Then there are the suspicions of corruption, which claim that part of the money is being diverted through unlawful channels. Despite these severe accusations, many families continue to lead comfortable lives with no consequence. Daniel Moi is one of Kenya's most famous figures. He served as Kenya's president for the longest time, from 1978 to 2002. He was famous all around the world at various stages during his career. For our purposes, it may be called a contentious issue. What makes him significant is that he has amassed a tremendous wealth of $2.8 billion. The family made money by investing in almost every Kenyan business. The family earned those 3 commas by success after success. As a result, they had no choice but to spend it lavishly. All successful men want to remind the public about their modest beginnings, and Moi has quite the story. He used to reside in a 2-bedroom apartment. While the wife and children were living on the ground floor, the man was not. There appears to be a seat in the house that was reserved for him 24 hours a day and would remain vacant if he wasn't present. He wasn't even a world leader yet, and he already had a throne, the official Kenyan state palace in Nairobi, where he spent the most of his working life. It was built in 1907 when Kenya was still a British territory, and in terms of appearance, it doesn't exactly stand out among national capitals. It's yet another white government building with white enormous stone columns, a trend that seems to be prevalent everywhere. The house alone cost tens of millions of dollars. With millions more spent on upgrades recently, he had about the most magnificent retiring pad at the end of his career. This was an ultra-secretive Cabernet Garden residence in Nairobi. Look at all of that gray stonework. It looks so much nicer than the capital. Then there's the grounds. While we don't have a lot of information about the big details on the house, we do see a lot of small ones, like there appears to be a lot of greenery throughout the long walking paths, perfect for photos. Then there's the inside, which is rather plain. There appears to be various good but not luxury furniture items throughout the house, most of which are puffy reclining chairs. Then there are the walls and carpet, which do not match the regal facade. Unfortunately, the most public glance at the home was at Daniel's funeral, when prominent people from all over the world visited the family at the family home to talk about the fallen king. While he was well liked for much of his life, it was subsequently revealed that hundreds of millions of dollars had been stolen during his tenure as president. Other family members, such as his son and fellow politician Gideon Moi, received a portion of the fortune. He was once estimated to be valued well over $500 million. The extent of the corruption was later revealed, with the family purportedly owning assets in over 28 countries. This comprised of hotels and villas in South Africa and the United States, as well as a hidden 10,000-acre ranch in Australia. 3 unnamed London hotels, a multi-million-dollar Surrey private residence, and a multi-million-dollar Knightsbridge penthouse. Over $400 million was taken using a complicated web of accounts to carry this off. This reveals a hidden life of concealed excesses. Are there dozens of fast automobiles and fancy boats floating around? Almost certainly, but we will never see them. There's a lot of footage of the family flying throughout the country and overseas in private planes and helicopters, but there's no news on whether any of these are completely owned by the family. Despite significant allegations of corruption and ongoing scandals, the Moi family remains wealthy, with a net worth of several billion dollars. And they remain involved in Kenyan politics, where the Moi name still carries a lot of weight. Chris Kirubi was a Kenyan industrialist and businessman. He was a multimillionaire with a taste for the best that money could buy, including exquisite homes, fast automobiles, the works. His house was as contemporary as it gets. A modern Scandinavian home has been described as the setting. It covers 750 square meters and has various levels with multiple bedrooms. Its intriguing boxy architecture and how the aesthetic radiates throughout the residence make this place look like a true modern-style masterpiece. The rectangular idea for the exterior pushes through everything from the corridors to the winding staircases to the connected pool to the beautiful bedrooms, creating an interesting orange and cream color scheme. The house features 5 bedrooms, all of which are considered to be among the best sleeping quarters money can buy. For breathtaking views, each room has its own terrace and balcony, though it has exquisite flowing curtains that presumably catch the early wind just wonderfully in terms of flora. The master bedroom blows the others away. This mansion not only has lovely lawns and gardens, but it also has massive plants everywhere. The T-shaped pool in particular is flanked by identical vases. It's understandable why they'd want to get that pool documented. It's a custom-built infinity pool with 2 levels, according to the description. Then there's the home's top-of-the-line eco-friendliness. This area is covered in solar panels. Everything from the lighting to the air conditioning to his ideal infinity pool has been mentioned. All are powered entirely by solar energy. That's astonishing no matter where your house is in the world, and it appears that he installed the system himself after purchasing the house. In terms of how much this home costs, getting this kind of restoration done most likely costed a small fortune. Based on the top-of-the-line design work, there is no official word on how much we're talking about. The 2-level pool and 100% renewable energy, it's safe to say this one is worth tens of millions of dollars. No amount of money can compare to the pure mountain air and lovely natural light that runs throughout the entire house. Therefore, a safe bet would be at least $12 million. It's difficult to genuinely compete with something like that, no matter how much it costs. Then there's the collection of luxury automobiles he's amassed over the years. There's a Mercedes-Benz Maybach, apparently valued about $200,000, as well as a customized Bentley Bentayga W12, worth more than $130,000. Finally, we have his Range Rover, which appears to be his preferred mode of transportation for simply motoring around. Who can blame him really? His car collection's coolest feature is how he personalized them. Each one was labeled differently. They were his initials followed by Roman digits indicating the order in which they were purchased, such as the CK1 for the Range Rover and CK10 for the Bentley. He went straight to the source when it came to philanthropy. He launched his own initiative, Ask Kurubi, where he could directly empower African youngsters. They were able to immediately contact him with questions and obtain personal responses and mentorship. He also gave a large portion of his fortune to comparable charities, but this is a whole different ballgame. It's difficult to put a price on the personal touch. This dedication to Scandinavian design, the next generation, and the following 30 CK rides, however, never materialized because he died on June 14, 2021. CK30 will never materialize. Bimji Dipar Shah is the founder and current chairman of the Bidco Group of companies, a family-owned manufacturing conglomerate based in Kenya with operations in 13 African countries. The Shah family's vast fortune, accumulated through these businesses, appears to be put to good use. For example, they recently invested more than $200 million in a Nairobi industrial park. This is just one of many examples of the Shah family investing in Kenyan infrastructure, especially in urban areas, which is exactly what the country's second wealthiest family enjoys doing. This family, unlike many other wealthy families around the world, has no desire to flaunt their opulent cars or sprawling estates. They're the polar antithesis of the Kardashians, or so they'd like us to believe. If we've learned anything so far, it's that great houses and fine architecture can be found anywhere in the world. It's truly global. Therefore, what kind of homes could you purchase in Kenya if you were a billionaire? What are the most costly houses ever sold in the country? Let's start with Jimmy Juan Gigi and his property. That would very certainly rank among the best mansions in any country. It's a big property with swooping ceilings and a typical Chinese design. Even in terms of celebrity homes, it's a significant shift. What's strange is that this traditional Chinese aesthetic doesn't seem to fit the rest of the house. Look no further than the massive pool area, which is designed in a unique Mediterranean style and curves in and out. It's an undeniably lovely pool, but it's a very different kind of big swing than the exterior. Not that you'd notice once you started walking around the neighborhood. The private Chinese tea room is the only part of the house that matches the roof's design. This pavilion is situated on the estate's outskirts. It's a special place designed to be a haven for relaxation and meditation. Consider the remainder of the house. It's odd that it couldn't be found somewhere else. This mansion is as nice as it gets in every room. Every room is adorned with high-end furniture. The ceilings are adorned with massive chandeliers. While it may completely disregard the home's major architectural choice on the exterior, it appears to be a museum on the inside. It has been featured in a number of publications that provide an exclusive tour of the magnificent structure. The dining room, which has a long circular center and four stretched out portions with excellent chairs lining every available space, is maybe the loveliest place. It's called a dining room, but it's actually the most beautiful/intimidating meeting room you've ever seen. Anyone seated behind the circle in the center would appear uninteresting. As far as crazy rich guy amenities go, this house does not disappoint. It has its own massive home theater with seating for more than 20 people. Not only that, but there are reportedly more impressive exclusives, such as a private basketball court, a billiards parlor, a wet bar, and a likely slew of other surprises we're unaware of. What evidence do we have? This house is full of secrets. For starters, we know that the house features cutting-edge security systems as well as tinted glass for added privacy. Even by your own standards, these are some rather harsh measures. Quirky billionaires with unlimited resources. When officers searched the house for Jimmy, he was nowhere to be found. That's because there's a safe house hidden someplace inside the house where he managed to elude authorities. There's no news on how to get into the safe house, but the removed relaxation pavilion is a solid bet. That's a long way from everything else, which may be for the best. So how much does it cost to call a house that's equal parts the world's best man cave, the world's classiest mishmash of architectural styles, and the world's snakiest safe house in a home? That's over $1 billion in US money, which is how we calculate the value of this residence. Far over $10 million. That is the price of the house without the bespoke safe house. It's probably safe to add a few million more to that figure. Simon Kabu is the creator of the one-of-a-kind Bonfire Adventures. It is a well-known tour and travel company that organizes exciting safaris and tours throughout Kenya at reasonable prices. With this company, Kabu has had a lot of success. Unlike the other affluent Kenyans on this list, he's happy to jump right into the spotlight after bringing in some serious cash. He and his wife are so well known in the community that even minor details about their marriage make the news. They are obviously the type of couple who could give a tour of their home. Kim gave her spouse a multi-million-dollar birthday present. From the outside, the 5-bedroom, 2-story home appears to be quite modest. On the interior, however, you can see a growing family. Throughout the house, there are chandeliers, magnificent furnishings, beautiful wood floors, and fireplaces. Then there's the main living area, which has a fascinating swirling ceiling cutout. If you're a couple looking to show the world how hip you are, this is the kind of house you should buy. William Bruto, also known as the Hustler, is Kenya's deputy president. He went from being a poor salesman who struggled with poverty for the majority of his young adult life to becoming one of Kenya's richest men. To show off his fortune of over $250 million, he purchased a 20-acre estate with obscene amenities. A private airstrip and helipad are among them, because a garage is clearly insufficient. Then there's his bigger project where he built an artificial lake on his own land. 6 more magnificent private residences surround this man-made lake. The way the press covered his recent land purchase upset him greatly. Obviously, he didn't invite them on a big home tour of all the amenities the estate had to offer. Still, I'm sure there are a few surprises in store for us. Yachts do not appear to be high on the list of goods that the wealthy in Kenya are interested in. However, the yachting lifestyle is rapidly expanding in Kenya. A $55 million playground has been created close off the coast of Mombasa. This is a playground for billionaires, not for children. This is the destination that aims to attract international businessmen seeking dream vacations in Africa. This new project aims to address the region's most serious boating issue, a lack of docking areas. Famous businessmen and yachts are said to have paid for the new project. Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen's yacht, the Tattoos, reportedly worth $94 million, has gotten some attention. If it can get a spot on the prestigious rich guy yacht circuit, it has the potential to change Kenyan tourism forever, not to mention the local billionaires who will have to show off their luxury yachts. If there's one thing billionaires enjoy doing, it's competing with one another. With the ocean race, they help to bring one of the most extreme boating competitions to the area. Boats usually leave from Europe and compete in 8 or 9 legs across the Atlantic Ocean. With the addition of luxury marina in Kenya, there's even more reason to extend the race to the East African coast and then make a movie about it. It's hard to believe that they haven't done so already, given that this has been going on since the 1970s. With a GDP of $269.29 billion, Kenya is Africa's 5th richest country. So in the future, expect plenty of billionaires with fine eco-friendly homes and personalized car collections. So which part of the video impressed you the most? Is it the houses, yacht life, or the Moy family? Leave us a comment down below. If you liked and enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more insightful videos, get notified by clicking the bell button below. From the high-end stories of today, this has been Modern Luxury. As always, we look forward to seeing you again in one of our videos. Thanks for watching.